Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fincke-ing Corner. Today we're here with a very special friend and guest, Steve Delaney. What's going on, Steve?
Oh, just having a great day. We're almost at Thanksgiving break here, and happy to talk about some reading and some books. The nice and quiet now. Both our kids are down, so
Yes.
just enjoying it as much as we can.
Today we're going to talk about audiobooks and reading audiobooks. And Steve is an avid reader. Steve, how many books a year do you average?
So my flatline goal is always 52. So 52 weeks, 52 books. That's always my goal. But the last few years I've hit 70 something. So I think last year was 78. The year before that probably about 75. I'm pulling up my Goodreads right now just to confirm. I'm at 67 for the year right now. So I'll hit 70 something by the end of 2025 as well.
So I used to work with Steve. We share a birthday. And I know every year at the end of the year, Steve is sharing his Goodreads book summary. And it's always been like that 50 or higher, kind of like, we got to get this guy on and talk about some books because I'm sure he has a lot of interesting takes about books. So we're going to start with one that may be sort of controversial and hot take-ish, but I feel it's becoming more prevalent in society today. Does listening to an audiobook count as reading the book? So I'll let you share your thoughts on that first.
It has to, otherwise my count is invalid because I'd say at least half to two-thirds of my reading gets done in audiobooks these days. So I started out probably 8-10 years ago. I was on a road trip to Ocean City, Maryland. I said, you know what, let me try an audiobook. So I got books on CD at the time because, that is back when we had CD players in our car still, of course, all one decade ago. Mm-hmm. It was Old Man and the Sea. So what I did was I listened to it, 3 hours long, whatever it was, because Old Man and the Sea is a short book. And then after I finished, I sat down, I went on SparkNotes, and I took a quiz. And I looked to see what my accuracy was. Did I get everything I could get out of that? And I got 90-something on it. So I said, you know what, I'm retaining the information. I'm processing it still. I can have a coherent conversation about it. This counts. This is definitely a valid way to consume a book. I like audiobooks that are performative. I like when there's a cast. I like it when an author is reading their own book or a celebrity is reading a book. I like those kind of things. I think they're a good form of entertainment, and I definitely think they count as reading.
If you asked me this question maybe 5 years ago, I might have felt a little bit differently. But over the summer, I read The Fellowship of the Ring via audiobook via YouTube. It was one of my goals over the summer to read the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy. I got about halfway through. But it was one of those things where I could put it on my phone and clean the house. I could put it on my phone and walk the dog. And I was like, I don't have time necessarily otherwise to sit down, as much as I love to sit down and hold a physical copy, and like you said, I found myself retaining it, which I thought was good. I would be like, if I lost my spot in my stream or whatever, I'd be like, oh, I remember this happening, I read The Fellowship of the Ring when I was much younger, paperback, and listening to it again, I was like, oh, I missed or didn't retain a lot of the stuff. And it was one of those, like you said, one of those performative ones with a voice cast and stuff like that. So it probably was a bit more engaging than just someone monotone reading it. But yeah, I definitely think listening to an audiobook counts.
I think some people are snobby about it, right? You said at the top, this is controversial. Mm-hmm. No, if you're reading, you have to have in your hands. But listen, I'm a former English teacher, and I think that, any means possible, right? If you can get through a book through listening to it, and there's some people who do it as in tandem, right? You'll read some of it, you'll listen to some of it. People will read the book as they're listening to it. I think it really helps with comprehension. I think it really helps with enjoyment of reading. It can be a stepping stone into reading. So I think that gatekeeping it by saying that, oh no, audiobooks don't count, I think that's not the way to go.
And I feel like it's more accessible now than ever, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know if you use Libby, but my library system is big on Libby. I constantly every day I'm driving, I have an audiobook going. Even if it's a 15-minute drive to work, 20-minute drive to work, I got an audiobook going. So I'm getting little snippets here and there. Um, I can't do a lot of multitasking when I listen to an audiobook. I can work out, I can take a walk. I definitely can't be doing something like watching TV in the background, kind of like I need to, my attention needs to be pretty focused on it for me to get it, because otherwise I start saying, wait a minute, did I miss something? And there's days, you know, you work in education, you know what it's like. There's days where you just need to zone out on the drive home.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about walking. But when I'm driving home, there's some days where I'm like, I can't do an audiobook right now because I know that I'm going to get nothing out because, man, that was a day.
Mm-hmm.
That was a day at work. So you got to be in the right mindset sometimes for the audiobooks.
I hear that. Well, if you have enjoyed listening to us, you're welcome to read the captions. Like, that's still cool. But if you enjoyed listening to us, you should definitely follow this series, The Fincke-ing Corner. We talk about books. You should definitely subscribe and like the Think About It channel. And you should definitely follow Steve on Goodreads, because I'm sure he's got a lot of reads that are good.
I try.